All right, welcome Honors Algebra 2 to your section 6.3 notes. So in that little itty bitty game plan part, again, it's going to be one whole game plan on page 1. So this really should be done. I'll go over it quickly when I get back. If f of x is equal to the square root of x, the generic square root function, what values can x have? So let's plug in some nice numbers. Y, 0, 1, 4, and 9. Well, if you take the square root of those numbers, you get nice numbers, easy to graph. Square root function, it goes like that. It takes a long time. It's like a small, slightly, something that's like a gradual hill. So x can be any number that is 0 or more, or greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so the smallest possible square root is the square root of 0. Anything I have in here you should write down. So folks, identify the domain and range. Domain is the x values, range is the y values. Positive square root function goes like this. Negative square root function has a graph that's like this. So this was in the regular Algebra 2 video. So you might have seen that. Here's what we're going to do. To find out what x values are possible, just simply set what's inside the square root equal to 0, because the square root of 0 is the smallest square root you can have. So you set x minus 7 equal to 0, x equals 7. If you plug 7 in there, you get the square root of 0. X can be anything that is 7 or more, or greater than or equal to 7. So domain is x greater than or equal to 7. Yes, use those colons. So the smallest value that's ever going to come out of here is going to be 0. 0 plus 9 is 9. That's the smallest y value. Remember, f of x is the same thing as y, as we learned before. All right, so the range is going to be any y value greater than or equal to 9. That's it. So do number 2, set. So basically the range is looking at you. I mean, that's 7's involved. It's either greater than or equal to, I made a boo-boo, that should be a y. It's either greater than or equal to 7 or less than or equal to 7. I mean, the range value is staring right at you. Set what's inside square root equal to 0. You get x is greater than or equal to negative 4. The range is y is greater than or equal to 7. Pause on 3. We'll talk about that when I get back. It's kind of like 4, but a negative on the outside would make it go like that. So the domain is going to be the same thing as we do before, but that y values is going to be the smallest possible y value, or the largest possible y value. So the range would be y is less than or equal to 9 this time. So if you caught on to that, you could do number 3. Guys, it doesn't matter. This 3 on the outside is just going to affect, part of the graph. It's not going to change the domain. You still set this equal to 0, what's inside the square root. So the domain is x is greater than or equal to 2. Guys, there's no number out here, so plus 0 means the range is y is greater than or equal to 0. You should definitely do 6. 6 is just like 5. You guys can, again, don't worry about that. This has no effect on the domain and range. So I would do, you're going to get a fraction here, and the range is looking right at you. So I would definitely do 8. And here's 9. Domain is any number x greater than or equal to 4, and the range is y is greater than or equal to 2. All right, and then let's look at page 2. And then that'll be identify the domain and range. There you go. Again, you guys can be careful on 11. There's number 10. All right, now I helped you on 12, but again, it's not the smallest, but the max x value. So when you write the domain, it's going to be domain is x is less than or equal to 5. And the range is going to be the same thing. There's no negative on the outside. If there's a negative on the outside of the square root, that's the maximum y value, not the small. So the range is going to be y is greater than or equal to 5. Again, we'll talk about it when I get back. And then I gave you the answers for 16 here. 5 only makes the graph maybe a little more, it curves quicker up, it elongates the graph vertically. And here's 17. Okay, be careful on 18. 18 is like 15 and 11 and 13. All right, so you had a video over page 3 through 5. Yeah, all right, so there's only a few that we need to have done for when I get back. All right, this is Yak Math Video signing out.